guys, what is up? Today I will be making a tier list for Hollow Knight, and it will be about the Hollow Knight charm. So if you haven't played Hollow Knight, I would totally recommend it, and you might want to click off this video if you don't want spoilers. But before you do, please like and subscribe. You don't need to, but it would truly make my day if you did. Now on with the video. The first charm is Boulder Shell. Boulder Shell, I'm going to put in D tier. No, D tier. And here's why. Basically, when you heal in Hollow Knight, if you have Boulder Shell equipped, that shell will go around you and protect you from damage. If you get hit, while you're healing, you won't take damage, but you'll still lose the soul, which kind of sucks. But the problem with this, there are multiple problems. It breaks. It just breaks, making it completely and utterly useless until you get to a bench later on. And the second thing is that it's kind of just a crutch. And if you keep it equipped the entire time, you never really develop the skills you need to make this game easier, because you'll always have Boulder Shell equipped, and you don't learn to dodge, and that's a problem. Next is Carefree Melody. This is F tier, and here's why. Carefree Melody basically blocks damage, but it has a super low chance of blocking it, 5% chance. And every time you get hit, that chance of blocking damage increases a little bit, and once it actually does block damage, it resets. So it's honestly just a waste. And if you did the math, which I didn't, I just looked it up, it saves you about 26% health if you're lucky. And that's not great. Next, Dash Master. Dash Master, this one, Dash Master is A tier. And, I mean, it's 2 charm notches. I don't think I really need to explain what it does. And if you're not very good at catching on, Dash Master makes you dash faster. Okay, on to the next one. Deep Focus is a D for Deep Focus. So basically, Deep Focus is 4 charm notches, so it's very expensive. And all it does is it heals 2 soul instead of 1 soul. So you might be thinking that's good, but it takes double the time as well, and just not double the soul. But it's horrible for avoiding enemies. It's just horrible if you're avoiding enemies that are there and trying to heal, because you basically can't heal at all during fights, because you take too long and they'll attack by the time you've tried to heal. So unless you have Quick Focus on, which is 7 whole charm notches for both of them, it's just completely useless in my mind. Although healing 2 is good. Next is Defender's Crest. I'm gonna put Defender's Crest in B because it has its advantages and disadvantages. For example, Defender's Crest, basically, you get it from beating the Dung Defender in the Royal Waterways, I think. It's 1 charm notch, and it basically makes a fart cloud around you, and the fart cloud does damage. That's basically all it does. It's really not that helpful unless you're planning to get up close and personal with the enemy. Other than that, I really don't think it's good, except for bosses, dream bosses, or the second level bosses, where they spawn minions that attack. For example, Lost Kin. It is amazing for Lost Kin, because he spawns the stupid orange blobs, and it's just so easy, because you don't get hit by them, because you're a fart cloud. Next is Dream Shield. Dream Shield is probably a C tier. It's 3 charm notches. It makes a shield, floats around you, and when you heal, floats faster. If an enemy comes and touches it, they take a little bit of damage. That's really all there is. It's not amazing. It can be helpful sometimes, especially when you're healing. But other than that, there's just really no purpose. Okay, next, Dream Wielder. Dream Wielder is probably in B tier. All it does is make your Dream Nail charge faster, I think, and your other stuff faster as well. And it costs only 1 charm notch, so it's basically one of those things I guess you'd equip if you're planning on trying to get soul and you just have one extra charm notch. Next is Fluke Nest. This is the first S tier, because what it does is just replaces your Vengeful Spirit with a cannon, basically. Not a cannon, like a bomb. I guess that's what I call it. There's no way to describe how it works, but it does like 3 times more damage. Okay, guys, sorry for the hold up. Something happened. I just had to fix it. Okay, so now we can continue. So anyway, we were talking about Fluke Nest, which is the one in S tier. So basically, 3 charm notches. It like fires out a bunch of little bullet enemies, kind of, and they do so much damage. Way more than Vengeful Spirit. And if you have Shaman Stone equipped, it can one-shot the guard right before False Knight. Like, that's my way of scaling it on the power scale. It's just so overpowered. There's no reason not to have this if you're going for a spell build. And since I mentioned Shaman Stone, I should probably rank that. That's another S tier. Shaman Stone is another 3 charm notches. It's very simple. It just makes all of your spells like 2 times stronger. And this is extremely helpful in almost any circumstance. There's no reason not to have this. Again, if you're going for a spell build, because it makes you just so overpowered. Like, if you're going for anything that involves any spells, you need this equipped. You don't need Fluke Nest as much as you need Shaman Stone. Next, I'm going to do Fury the Fallen. Fury the Fallen is 1 charm notch, and the problem with it, it's a good charm, which is why I'm putting it in C tier, but the problem is that it only worked when you're at 1 HP, and it makes you stronger when you're at 1 HP. But the problem with that is, I don't know about you, but I'm not walking around in places like Deep Nest and other places, especially not in Steel Soul mode, with 1 HP. I mean, it's good for Steel Soul, because if you get to 1 HP, you'll be stronger, allowing you to heal. But still, like, I'm not going to be walking around Deep Nest at 1 HP, because I can barely manage to walk on my own in this game. Next, Gathering Swarm. Gathering Swarm's an easy A tier because it's very simple. It just, all the GL that's on the ground, aka the currency if you didn't know, all of the money on the ground that you don't collect just comes to you. I mean, that's all. It's 1 charm notch, no reason not to have it, except for late game. The only reason it's not S tier is because in late game, when you bought everything, bought all the upgrades, you really have no need for Geo. But other than that, it's just amazing, and there's no reason not to have it. Next, Glowing Room, F tier. Glowing Room is F tier because it takes bits of your soul without asking and creates little enemies that explode on contact. And that just kind of sucks. So it's 2 charm notches just wasted. That's really all I have to say about it. I don't like it. Grimchild, on the other hand, is kind of similar, but I'm putting it in B, except because you get an enemy. In the enemy, or not an enemy, you get like this little companion. It's called Grimchild. It's like a little baby minion, and it just shoots little red fireballs. This can be annoying sometimes if you're trying to farm soul and it just kills the enemies that you're like trying to pogo. But it's really, there's no reason not to have it. It's pretty cool. But yeah. I mean, I wouldn't, I like that it grows, like it gets stronger throughout the Grim Troop DLC. Like what you do in the DLC, it gets stronger during it. And that's really all I have to say about it. And it turns into this piece of junk, though, so that's keeping it lower on the list. Next is Grubberfly's Elegy, this one. I'm putting this in C tier, because Grubberfly's Elegy, it's a good charm, but I don't like the circumstance you have to be in. For this charm to have any effect, you have to be at full health. It's 3 charm notches, and when you're at full health, your nail, like when you slash your sword, it shoots like little white hot beams of energy. So it's kind of like a lightsaber. It's pretty cool. But I just don't like that you always have to be at full health for this to work, especially if you have like Joni's Blessing on, because as soon as you get hit, this charm's useless. So it's basically only good in Joni's Blessing if you're planning to never get hit. And I just don't think it's good, in my opinion. The effect is good, I just don't like the circumstance. Next is Grub Song. Grub Song's actually an A tier, because it's also 1 charm notch. And every time you get hit, it gives you 15 soul. Now, here's to put it into perspective. Every time you heal, you need 33 soul. Every time you hit an enemy, you get 11 soul. And without any soul vessel, extra bonus soul vessels, you can collect up to 99 soul. So it's pretty good. It basically means every 2 hits you can heal once. That's basically what it means. Next is Heavy Blow. This is another F tier. Because let's say you're fighting a primal Aspid, which just shoots stupid little Cheeto Puffs at your face. And you hit it, and you have heavy Blow. And you knock it away, you're like, great, I knocked my enemy away. Now it's easier for them to attack me. And if you're doing fights, it's just bad. The only fight I can think of where you would actually benefit from it is probably the Moss Chargers in the giant moss boss, which I forgot what it's called. But that's it. Yeah, that's really all it's there for. Next is Hive Blood. Hive Blood is D tier. No, I'm putting in C tier. Because if you've seen the White Palace, you'd know why. The White Palace is annoying. This is 4 charm notches, so it's really expensive, but it slowly heals 1 HP. So let's say you get hit once. If you don't get hit within 5 to 10 seconds, that will heal. But if you get hit twice, it will only heal one of them within this 5 to 10 seconds, and then you have to manually heal the second one. So it's only good in the White Palace, but only if you're very patient. It's amazing in the White Palace, but anywhere else, it's just really not great. I wouldn't recommend it, because if I take 1 damage, chances are I'm also taking way more than 1 damage. So it's not really a help to me. Next is Joni's Blessing. I was talking about this earlier. This is a D tier charm, because Joni's Blessing, the problem with it replaces all of your health it gives you some bonus health, but it's all lifeblood, so all of your health is lifeblood, meaning that every hit you take, it's impossible to heal. So let's say you blank amount, less than 9. And then you equip this, and now you have 9 health. Except now, every time you get hit, you lose one of them until you go to a bench. So if you get hit twice, now you're permanently at 7 health, unless you unequip Joni's Blessing, which you need to do at a bench. And that's really just not great, because I get hit a lot. It's only good in places where, you're not... It's only good in, places where you have absolutely no time to heal, so it's pointless to try. Next is King Soul. This is one of the easiest F tiers I've given, because here's why. King Soul, you have to defeat the Traitor Lord and talk to the White Lady and do all of White Palace to get both halves. And you're and then you check, you have to go through such a treacherous journey to get this charm. It's wow, this charm must be the best charm in the game. And you check and it's 5 charm notches. If I get something that's 5 charm notches, I'm expecting a charm that gives me the same amount of power as the Infinity Gauntlets from Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War. I'm expecting a charm that can erase all existing monsters. I'm expecting a charm that can one-shot most enemies instantly. But no. You know what this charm does? Every 2 seconds, it gives you, 3 soul. What is the point? It is so expensive, and you get absolutely nothing. Especially since, an hour later in-game, no, not even, you go down to the abyss with this equipped, and you get Void Heart, and it's just totally... Void Heart, it's just worthless. King Soul is worthless. I do not like King Soul whatsoever. I think it's horrible. But since we talk about Void Heart, I should probably use Void Heart. I'm actually putting Void Heart in S tier, because Void Heart is 0 charm notches, And and you always have it equipped once you get it. It's impossible to unequip it. You permanently have this on you. It basically makes it so that, number one, you don't get attacked by like the shades that you find in the abyss. Number two, it makes it so that when you attack your shade, like when you die, the shade that you get when you die, it won't fight back and it insta kills. So once you're late in the game, it'll take like 5 hits to kill your shade, and it gets really hard because it has all the spells and stuff you do. But with Voidheart, it just insta kill, and it's like your best friend. It won't attack you, and it can't attack you, and wah. I don't know what I just did. Okay. We actually don't have that many left. We might be able to finish this right now. Next is Lifeblood Core. I'm actually putting Lifeblood Core in B tier because Lifeblood Core, it's pretty simple. Actually, no, A tier. It's 3 charm notches, and it gives you 4 Lifeblood masks, so you can get hit 4 times without it actually taking any health from you. And this is basically good if you're like just trying to tank enemies. Like, for example, in Grim Troop, when you fight Troop Master Grim, and you hit him while he's bowing, he'll go into his pufferfish attack, and if you have a bunch of soul, you can just spam Howling Wraiths below him and tank for 4 damage, or 5 damage, or however much damage. So it's helpful, as long as you know when to use it, but, like, I wouldn't go around wearing this, because I just don't think it's used for a good 3 charm notches under all conditions. Next is Lifeblood Heart. I'm actually putting this one a bit lower. It's 2 charm notches. Does the same thing, but instead of giving you 4 Lifeblood masks, it only gives you 2, so it's kind of useless. In Lifeblood Core only takes up 1 extra charm slot. So I really don't see why you'd want it. That's really all there is to it. It's exactly the same, but weaker. Okay, since I know 2 that are very similar, so unless I can't find one of them, I'm gonna do, oh, look at that. I already did it. Wait, how'd Longnail get here? Oh, Longnail's over here. That's weird. I didn't rank it. But I'm putting Longnail in C. Because it increases your nail length by a little bit. It's 2 charm notches. That's all there is. But Mark of Pride, I'm putting in A. No, I'm putting in S. Because it increases your nail length by 50%. So you have such a long nail. It's like you can hit enemies from so far away. And it's only 1 extra charm notch. Next is Nailmaster's Glory. I'm putting that in A tier. What it does, it makes your, like, the things you learn from the great Nailmasters, like, it makes it charge way faster. And that's just good. Like, that's all there is to it. 1 charm notch. But you have to have all 3 to get it in the first place. And you get it from Sly. So once you go to L3, you need to go to Sly's hut and then go down and talk to Sly. Because like a door opens, or a gate opens. You'll see if you get it. Next is Quick Focus. This is an S tier because it's 3 charm notches, so it's actually kind of expensive. But it makes you heal twice as fast. And that's just so good. Like, that's just better. Like, that's all there is to it. It just makes you heal fast. And that's all there should be to it. It's just amazing. Quick Slash, I could say the same thing. 3 charm notches, it just makes you attack 50% faster. So, again, 50%, just like, I'm not moving it in order because the order's all messed up and there's no point in making an order. I might make an order some point, but not in this video. But, Quick Slash plus Mark of Pride equals just absolute unkillable god, basically. I forgot to mention, Mark of Pride you get from beating the Mantis Lords, which is one of my favorite fights, so I have to give it that. And the Mantis it's literally a Mark of Pride from the Mantis tribe. Like, what's there not to like about it? You fought hard, you get rewarded with the pride and, like, honor of everyone else. It's just nice. Shape of Moon is B tier, which is this one that I just moved. This one right here. It's B tier. It's 2 charm notches. It turns you into a slug when you heal, allowing you to crawl, and you're like shorter while you heal, which can be good for like Grim when he like summons his 3 bats and you like heal, you go under it. And believe it or not, for the Mantis Lord's dash attack, you can just completely avoid it if you heal during dash attack if you have Shape of Unon. So it's pretty good. That's really all there is to it though. Sharp Shadow, S tier. 2 charm notches, makes your Shade Dash sharp. Actually, yeah, no, I'm keeping it in S tier. The only reason I thought about putting it in A tier is because you have to get Dash in Shadow Dash for this to work, and it makes your Shadow Dash a bit longer, which can be annoying for parkour sometimes. But other than that, I love this thing. Soul Catcher, D tier. Soul Catcher is simple. All it does, you gain an additional 5 soul when hitting enemies. That's all. It's 2 charm notches, kind of just a waste in my mind. Soul Eater, B tier. What it does, it's 4 charm notches, but it gives you, basically every hit gives you like 30 soul, like 15 extra soul, making it so basically every single hit you do, you can heal. Almost. Not exactly, but almost every hit allows you to heal. Spell Twister is A tier, because it lets you cast 4 spells instead of 3 within the 3 heals. So you can heal 3 times, you can cast spell 3 times per like soul gouge for the like main soul gouge. But with this, you can use spells 4 times instead of 3, but you can still only heal 3 times. So it's good. It's only 2 charm notches, so it's good for it's amazing for spell builds. There's not really any downside to this. That's all. I wish it made you able to heal 4 times, but there's really no downside. Spore Shroom, D tier. The reason why, basically when you heal, it releases spores which do a bit of damage, but they don't move, and there's really no point in it. The only reason it's not F tier in my mind, it's a 1 charm notch, and if you mix it with Defender's Crest, which is the fart cloud thing, it makes it like a big fart cloud, like a giant fart cloud that stays for a while, and I just think that's pretty cool. It does, I think it does a bit more damage, or it does less. I don't know. I don't really like it. Sprint Master, F tier. Not because it's bad, but because once you have it equipped, unequipping it is a nightmare, because it basically makes you fast. It's 1 charm notch. It just makes you fast. That's all it does. But once you unequip it, you feel like you're going at this, like the pace of a slug. And that's just slow. Except you're going normal speed. So it's good for getting around, but it's really just a waste of a charm notch. And I just don't like it because it's addicting once you have it on. But I'm saving the best for last. So it's one of these. I'm not telling you which one it is. I'm just gonna mix them up so you have no idea. But I'm gonna start with this. I'm gonna put this in D tier. This is called Unbreakable Greed. Unbreakable Greed is one of the fragile charms that you can make unbreakable by talking to Divine in the Grim Troop and paying 9,000 Geo. It just gets you more Geo when you kill enemies, but it's really not worth it. You spend 9,000 Geo just to get something that gets you more Geo, but by the time you already have the Grim Troop, there's really not much else that you need to buy. Next, I would have to say, I'm gonna go random. Weaver Song is what I landed on. Weaver Song C tier spawns 3 little spiders that do a bit of damage. It's 2 charm notches. That's all. That's all. And they're just not that strong. That's the reason they're so low. They're helpful, especially if you plan on cheesing a boss fight, not actually fighting it. But they just don't do much damage. That's all I have to say. They just don't do much damage. Okay, mystery. Steady Body. Steady Body, lots of people say it's F tier. I say it's A tier, B tier. because I want to respect your thoughts. Remember, this list is all my opinion. But beat this charm, Steady Bonnie, 1 charm notch, simple. It makes it so that when you hit enemies, you don't go flying backwards a little bit. That's just helpful for like platforms where the platforms are very small and you need to like pogo or like hit an enemy. That's really all. But it's still good in my opinion. I don't care what anyone says. My opinion's my opinion. And I'm the one making this tier list. If you want to make a tier list, then do it. But this is my tier list, so I can spread my thoughts. Next, I'm just gonna do Thorns of Agony. I'd say this is C tier. No, A tier. That's a big step, but it basically, when you take damage, it makes spikes around you that deal damage. So the only way for it to work is if you take damage, but I find myself taking a lot of damage all the time. But it's only 1 charm notch, so it's helpful. And it's just good. It does quite a bit of damage, and it's useful for any fight where you take damage, which is almost every fight. Next I'll do Stalwart Shell. I'm gonna put this in C. It's only good if you're not very good at dodging. No, I'm not saying it like that. If you plan on tanking or you just get hit a lot in fights, it's good because you get the invincibility for a lot longer. And it's 2 charm notches. That's really all it does. Next, I'm going to do Unbreakable Heart. This is an S tier. It just gives you, for 2 charm notches, it just gives you 2 masks. So it's the same amount of charm notches as this, except it's permanent. Like, the masks, you can actually heal them and recover them. It's just amazing. And it's so useful, even when fragile, because it gives you 2 extra health, which lowers the chance of you dying, which decreases the chance of it breaking. Next is Unbreakable Strength. This is the easiest S tier ever, because it just, for 3 charm notches, it just gives you a bunch of damage. It just gives you a 50% damage boost. So it's just so good. Like, I can usually kill anything in 1 shot. Not anything, but almost every, like, little enemy with, like, 1 or 2 shots. Even if my nail's not fully upgraded. It's just so good. And now, the one I've been waiting for, you've probably not been waiting for, but I've been waiting for this, because it's the best charm in the game. The best charm is the compass. In the compass, for 1 charm notch, allows you to see where you are on the map. And even if you don't have the map, it shows you where you are. And this is just amazing. This is the best charm in the game. I do not care what you say. You are wrong. This is the one time where I'm saying you are wrong. In my opinion, it's the only right opinion. I never say that except for now, because I am right. This charm is the best charm in the game. If it weren't for this charm, I'd be stuck in a hole in this game. Like, I'd fall in a ditch and not know how to get out. This charm is a lifesaver, and I respect this charm so much. And that's really all I have to say. Those were all of the charms in the game. And I'm pretty sure I gave all of them the charm notch count, except for the ones I didn't know how much charm notch they were. But, yeah. So, if you think any differently, I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments. Again, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And just thank you so much for watching.